Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, and worship unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Ruach Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Citations unto Yahim, upholding the testimony of our Lord and Savior Yahushai in truth and sincerity. All right, so my last Hebrew lesson, I did the 10 Commandments in Hebrew, in Paleo Hebrew. And I said that I would do the 10 Commandments in the Assyrian script, which I will. But before I do that, because I know that there are a lot of individuals that are familiar with the Paleo script, but they're not familiar with the Assyrian script, meaning that they're not proficient at the Assyrian script enough to read it or to write it, which is not okay. It's something that should be addressed, as on the individual standard. Like, if you essentially you want to be able to do that, especially calling yourself a teacher in this thing of ours. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to go over the Hebrew alphabet, and we're going to show the equivalent of the Paleo characters to the Assyrian. All right, so I'm going to get right into it. All right, so let's see. Let's see. I believe it's showing. I'm trying to, yes, it's definitely on there. All right, the equivalent of the Paleo is that in Assyrian, right? Ba, the equivalent ba is, all right, see, ba. So ba, ga, all right, the equivalent ga is, they all have an equivalent. Then you have your finals. Was it ma, na, ka, pa, taza? Those are your finals, meaning when those letters are at the end of a word, then they're going to look different than what they would typically do if it was in any other part of the word. So we're going to go over that, though. All right. So, ba, ga, da, right? All right, da. Well, da. Okay. Make sure it's clear. Yeah. All right, da. I believe you can see it all. Yeah, you can see it all. All right. Because the camera holder is kind of blocking it a little bit for me to be able to see how well you can see it, but I'm pretty sure you can see it. So you have ba, ga, da, ha. I'm gonna go all the way over here. Will I have enough room? Yeah, I should. If I don't, I'll just flip the page. Ha, right? Which the equivalent for ha, okay, is this. Now, do not confuse this for the cha, the Assyrian cha. The ha is going to have a space right here. The cha is not going to have a space. It's just going to be directly, it's going to be a full line. All right? So for the cha in the Assyrian. But the ha is going to have a space right here. So ba, ga, da, ha, wa. All right? This is the wa. All right? So ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za. All right? People write it differently. Some people, depending on what script you see, sometimes you'll see it like this. Sometimes you'll see it like this. All right? Nevertheless, all right, this is the za. So we have A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Cha. All right. So now, all right, we have the Cha. So let's do the Cha. Sometimes you'll see people write 3 lines. Sometimes you'll see people write 2 lines. All right, doesn't matter. You still understand what they're saying. Remember, this is a language that's several thousand years old. All right, we're not the only one. Sometimes the scripts that you'll see are the Canaanite scripts of Paleo Hebrew, which essentially they call it Phoenician. All right, then you have, of course, you had your Abrahamic Hebrew, which is Paleo Hebrew, but sometimes the letters look different, like from the time of Abraham all the way to the time of King Hezekiah, the Hebrew is not going to look the same. All right, it's over 1,000 years. All right, roughly, but that's several hundred years, but think about Abraham was before the time of Egypt. That Egypt, that's a 400 years. Then we was in the land for 300 years. No, give or take a little bit more actually, under Judges, if I'm not mistaken. All right, 200 to 400 years under Judges. Then you had the kings. So it's a long time. Anyway, Cha. All right, the Assyrian. Now, the Assyrian script didn't come about until the Babylonian captivity. All right. And the Babylonians actually used Hebrew to keep, they used the Hebrew script to keep the records in their empire. The Hebrew was the lingua franca of the inscription of the Babylonian records, as well as the Persian records. They spoke Syriac, but the script of Hebrew was what records was kept in quite often. Why is that? Because most oftentimes the scribes were Hebrews. All right. When the Babylonians conquered us, we have the best scribes. Look what we did. We wrote the Bible. The Bible is like the best record book of all time, the most detailed and intricate book, a collection of books ever, and that's us, the Hebrew Israelites. We wrote that. So the Assyrians, which are essentially the Babylonians, they descend from Ashur. All right, okay, not Cush. They're Semitic. Okay, they made us when we were in slavery to keep their records, to write, to be the scribes. All right. Anyway, and that land of Mesopotamia is already familiar with the Hebrew because you had the Phoenicians who ruled it before the Assyrians. Go to Hammurabi and the original Syrian Empire before the sons of Ashur and so on and so forth. You had a lot of Canaanite city-states, the Canaanite warlords who conquered the Levant, all right, while we was in Egypt, and so on and so forth during those time periods, So, let's see, this is just a little history. That's it. So, Zachata. So A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Cha, Ta. This is the Paleo. This is the Assyrian. So A, Ba, Ga, Ha, pardon me. A, Ba, Ga, Da. No, A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Cha, Ta, Ya. See, yeah, we on the screen. Ya. Which the Ya is the smallest letter in the Hebrew alphabet. Then you have, okay, Ya. All right. So I ba. I'm doing this because repetition is the father of skill. I ba ga da. Look at the characters so you can help remember. I ba ga da ha wa za kha ta. Wait a minute. A ba ga da ha wa za kha ta ya ka la ya ka. All right. So let me see. Ka. All right, that's regular ka. But if a final ka would be um like this. All right, so that's how if it's at the end of a word, the letter ka, it'll be like this. It's called final ka. All right, so ba ga da ha wa za kha ta ya ka, and then now we get la. So ka, all right, la. All right. Okay. La. All right. Okay. All right. That's la. So, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, kha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma. So now we're gonna do ma. It's the paleo. Okay, and the ma has two. So this is a regular ma, and this is it's a final. All right, final ma looks like this. All right, so you can see it. All right, that's a final ma. Okay. Hope that's not confusing. So yeah, so this right here is a final ma. This is a regular ma. Like if it's written like mayam, right? So like the word mayam, you would say mayam. Oh, that's perfect. That's actually a perfect example. Goodness sake. So the water in Hebrew is mayam. So because the ma in the front of the word is it's written like this, but the ma at the end of the word is written like this. That's actually a perfect example. Let me see. Water. Final. Ma. Okay. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, kha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na. Yeah, we good. Na. And sometimes you'll see the na written like a let me see like a sperm. But that's what it represents. Na means nut or seed. You know, this is like more of a proto format of it. You might see. But you might come across it if you go through like old archaeology and stuff like that. Let me see. Just like these different characters, like you might see a ha looking like a. I'm not going. That's doing too much. But point being, like I said, the language is several thousand years old, so you'll see it written differently, slightly depending on the time period you're dealing with. All right, nah, and so nah. This is the regular na, and then remember we have finals, right? Some of them are finals. Ma, na, ka, pa, ta, za, right? And so this is a final now. All right. All right. What's it? A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa. So this is sa. All right. This is the Assyrian sa. All right. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I. So now we're on I, which of course we know that's what ayan, eyeball, that's what that is. But, all right, this is the Assyrian. All right, I. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa. All right, pa in the paleo. And remember, pa has a final too. So we're going to say that's the regular. And this is the final. The final of pa. All right. All right. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za. It's paleo. Syrian. And then the final, that's the final Assyrian. All right. Tazah. You know, which this represents like a side of an arm, side of a human body. You know, when you go into it, the history and whatnot, and what these mean. You know, and this represents a mouth. You know, but anyway, this represents a ox's head, the head of an ox. This represents a tent mouth and a tent body. Gamal represents a camel's back. Ga, you know. Anyway, the Allah represents a door, like a door of a tent. Anyway, so a, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa. Kwa represents the sun, horizon. Kwa, word kwam means rise in Hebrew. But, see, kwa, yeah, that's the Syrian. Kwa, all right. Abagada hawazachata yakalama nasa I pataza I pataza going too fast. Taza kwa ra. All right. All right. Sorry, just thinking about stuff. All right, so Ra, all right, which it means head. You'll sometimes see it in certain old scripts. They'll have like a man's physical head like this. It'll be like this, something like that, but it's not important to really go into. I'm just showing you, all right? You know, Ra, which means head. All right. Ra'ash. All right. Genesis, Ra'ashath, headings. All right. Bagada wa zachata yakala mana sa'ai pa taza kwa rasha. Yeah, we still in here. Sha, which represents teeth. You know, it's like a tooth. Like this. That's the that's Assyrian. Sha. All right. Ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, kwa, ra, sha. Last one is the. X marks the spot, right? So tha, which means mark. It's the last letter of Hebrew alphabet. And that would be this. Basically, let me see if I can write it better. Basically almost like a pie thing. All right, let's see. That's tha. Okay. All right. And of course, this isn't perfect, but this is what, I believe this can assist you on your journey. Of course, any comments, corrections, whatnot, you can put in the comment section for edification purposes for myself and others. But Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right. I'll give all praises, honor, glory, and worship unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rachakodash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations unto you, Akim. Shalom. Keep the faith.